Hi guys! Hi! Welcome to today's stream. I hope you can hear everything. Everything is working properly. Got some music on in the background. And yeah. Got my face cam again today. Hi! So, today's stream is basically, I bought some new pastel pencils, so let me show you those. I bought these. Delicious. I got these on Thursday, I think, and I've been off Wednesday, maybe Wednesday, and I've been dying to try them out. So bad, but I've been resisting and I've been waiting until my live stream so that we can sort of experiment with them together. So I'm going to be using these today, which is quite exciting. So, if I can get them open. Hello! I took all the plastic off and everything. So let's, look at them together. I bought the 60 set. So you've got like all of the sort of fun colours on top. And then underneath you've got all of the fun colours for pet portraits and wildlife and stuff. So I don't know if any of you guys have actually bought this set or anything like it before, but it comes with a little blending stump, a sharpener and a little kneadable eraser. So that's great. So we're going to be using these and playing about with these today, and I haven't really dabbled with pastel pencils before, so this should be fun. Last week we played with pan pastels. This week is pastel pencils. So I didn't know whether to continue with my fish. If anybody was watching the last stream, I drew this, or painted. I think you paint with pan pastels. I made this fish, and I don't know whether to continue with this or whether to work on something new. I was kind of feeling continuing with the fish because I really want to just use the pastel pencils to really get the details of the scales and everything in. So I think I'm going to continue with this because, yeah, I don't know when else I'm going to get some time to work on it. So, yeah. Let's get to it. So how is everyone today? Has everyone had a good weekend? What are you all up to on this lovely Sunday evening? Chilling. I'm going to plop that there. So, I'm going to just tape, make sure that I get him in view. I'm going to tape my fish down with my tape. So he doesn't move. Is he straight? It's about as straight as I'm going to get him. You're doing great. Well, that's great. We've had a bit of a chill weekend, seeing as last weekend was a little bit all over the place with James, and generally just him feeling a little bit under the weather. Oh, get comfortable. So we've had just like a really nice chilled out weekend, done absolutely nothing apart from gone shopping and just sort of enjoyed the warmth for a change and the rain. Perfect weekend. It was sunny. Yes, it was sunny. It was really sunny here. It was like classic April showers though. Every now and then it would just like torrential rain. But yeah, it was really good. I need a pot to sharpen in. Can you sharpen pastel pencils with a mechanical sharpener? Because I've never used them before, so I don't really know. Oh, I've got such an itchy nose as well, so sorry about that. I need to find a pot to put my sharpener bits in. Well, it's got too many pencils in it. I'm just gonna have to. I know. Take the little pot out of my Derwent sharpener and use that. Great idea. So, fish. I really want to get the detail in, so I think I'm going to start with the tail. Let me just move my reference. So the one thing that I was really disappointed about with these pastel pencils is my white pastel pencil. It's bent. Like, it is wonky. Can you see? That is wonky. It's bowed, and I'm really disappointed and annoyed about that. I was in two minds as to whether or not to send them back, but then I just thought, just keep it and just work with it. So, you're waiting for the snow to stop. Nova Scotia. Wow. I'm sure someone said that we was meant to have snow here, but it never did. It was just really nice and warm. Oh my gosh, this is scary. There we go. Lots of people say pastel pencils damage sharpeners quickly. Oh, well, this came with this, because it's a Stabilo set, so it came with its own like little Stabilo sharpener. And I've bought these before, and they're pretty great. They're pretty decent. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's so wonky. It's so horrible to hold. It's like really. Ugh. Oh my god, that's so bad. Use a blade and a sanding block. Great idea. I've got a sanding block. Ugh. Haha. Great idea. Got a little sanding block. Don't have a blade though. Well, I do, but if I used it, I would probably kill myself with it, so I'm not even going to attempt to use that. I've got a new thing, and I've got a new, don't know what you call it. The thing along the top. It's a sub goal. I added that because my April goal for subscriber count is 3,000. Really hoping to get there. So I've got that going because I will be live streaming 2 more times in April. So hopefully we can get there. Anyway. You meant the... I gathered that you meant the pencil being bent. It is really wonky. It's really curved. Compared to the other one, the other pencils, I don't know if you can... If I like roll it, it just... It's not rolling well. So yeah, I'm going to start the tail. So when I did this last week, I didn't really have a white thing to go down. A white pencil or pastel pencil or any kind of pastel. And I just used white pencil, and that didn't really come off that well. So I'm hoping with the pastel pencils that we can get this white of the tail in. So I'm really scared about smudging with my arm. Oh my gosh, it's like, I don't like the sound. This is why I've never really used pastel pencils before. Does anybody else get this? With the sound, it just makes you cringe. Or is that just me? Ooh, it's really dusty. This white is coming out really nicely though. So last week, in case anybody is watching that didn't watch last week's, I just used 2 colours of pan pastels, which was yellow and red, to make the fish as he is at the moment. And then I used a little bit of, I used a bit of green colour pencils to add the green and do the eye, because I didn't have the pastel pencils. So I decided to get the pastel pencils purely because I just think that creating some really nice small pastel pieces will be a nice contrast to colour pencil. But also, I just wanted to finish this fish off just by using pastels. Hello! You use the Winsor & Newton fixative spray. I've got Dale Rowney Perfects fixative, and I've also got the brush and pencil textured, whatever that is, the textured fixative thing. You can use light over the dark with pastel pencils. Yeah, that's what I sometimes struggle with coloured pencils, is that you have to like leave the paper white, and that it's really sort of, sometimes it just gets a little bit like, oh, just want to add the white over the black just for those really fine hairs, and it's just really difficult to do that with coloured pencils. So yeah, pastel pencils like gives you the freedom to do that. So yeah. This is what we're doing today. So I'm not particularly, oh, for goodness sake, that stupid water heater. I'm sorry if you can hear that noise. I'm not that skilled with pastels, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm just sort of making it up as I go along, just sort of using the coloured pencil techniques, just to sort of do the same sort of thing, just apply everything in the same way and that kind of thing. So if anybody has any questions about pastel pencils, I can't answer them proficiently because I don't know. We're just experimenting together. You had to create a channel. Oh, you didn't have an account. Excuse me. Whew, it's really hot in here today. Let me just check. Okay, that's fine. Did I do GCSE art? Yes, I did GCSE and A-level art, but I actually failed. Well, I didn't fail. In GCSE I got a C, and that was my worst subject. And A-level I think I got a C as well, which isn't great. But yeah, I didn't like fail, but it wasn't my best subject at all. In fact, that was my worst subject in both GCSE and A-level. I didn't get the whole, I don't know if you still have to do it now, but you have to like analyse your work and write like how you feel about it and that kind of stuff. That was what let me down. Like, it wasn't the actual artwork, I like to think, but it was the whole writing about it, and sort of when I have an idea I just like to do it. I don't like to research it that much. And that's what I kind of struggled with, just sort of doing that aspect of it. What's GCSE? It's like a examination within school, so secondary school or high school, whatever you call it. It's just like kind of like what are they called, O-levels for the slightly older generation I know that's what my mum did, O-levels and not GCSEs. It's just a qualification. They're a qualification thing. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been to school. Yeah, you always have to write about... Yeah, I liked some, like, they always made you research, like, a classical artist. And at the time, I wasn't really interested in the classical artist. I didn't really see how that would apply. Looking back at it now, I can totally understand how looking at those types of artists apply. But I just didn't like doing that aspect. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. Right, so yeah, I don't know what I'm sort of treating this in exactly the same way as I would coloured pencils, and I have a feeling that that might be the wrong way to go. I don't really know. I'm just sort of adding all the white bits down. I don't know if that's right or not. Right, so I need to add some areas of light just about here. And some here. So I'm going to use this blending stump that came with the pastel pencils, just because I don't like to touch the pastels with my fingers. This is probably the wrong thing to be doing, because I don't like to really get dirty or anything. But I need to blend this out. Oh, it does work. Hello! Nice to see you. Checking your pencils, and your burnt sienna is as wonky as your white. Ooh, I need to check the others, because the one that I noticed the first was the white, because I was like, I got a white pencil and it's actually going to go over the dark colours. So I haven't actually gone through and checked all the others. They sort of feel fine as I'm sort of running my hand over the thing, the insert bit. I'll have to go through and check them. I was really annoyed. I was like, oh, it's bent. It's really wonky. Like, for the price that you pay for a thingy, you expect it to at least be straight. What's my favourite thing to draw? In way of, because I mainly only draw animals, my favourite thing to draw, I really like to draw big cats, because they're like one of my favourite animals, and yeah, big cats, anything with fur basically is what I like to draw. Anything that has really sort of beautiful, like, reflective eyes. I like to do eyes a lot. So yeah, eyes and big cats and just basically anything with fur. Yeah, that's what I like. Fish, I actually am a little bit scared of fish, so this is a bit of a weird one for me to draw. But because I had the orange and yellow pan pastels, I asked for suggestions on what to draw, and somebody said a goldfish, so that's what I decided to draw. Let's just get these bits of the tail in. Do you use a special sharpener for these? I don't know. It came with this, so that's what I'm using, because I have heard from people that using a mechanical sharpener can make them crumble and stuff, so I don't really want to do that. So I'm just using the one that it came with, and it seems to be working fine, so we'll see. I need a darker colour. What's that colour? Why do they not have the names on them? They don't have names on them. That is so annoying. I need to know the names of them. I don't like just to go by numbers. I'm gonna guess that that is the right kind of colour. Let's go for that one as well. That'll do. We'll work with those two colours. Hi Harry, how are you? We're playing with pastel pencils today rather than coloured pencils. Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I did with the white. When I noticed that it was wonky, I was like, and then it just wouldn't roll like that, like my coloured pencils. And I was like, oh, well. Hi Michael, what's up? Yeah, we are playing with pastels, which is a little bit different to what you would usually find on my channel. Oh, this chair is so uncomfortable today. So, there's some like brownie tones and a really sort of light grey tone in the tail. You can find the colours online. Yeah, I probably should have done that so that I could match the numbers to the names. But to be honest, this was actually like the first time that I've just looked and seen that there's no colour names. Yeah, I got mine on Wednesday. And yeah, first time playing with these ones. I haven't even swatched or even put any pastel pencil to paper yet. This is literally the first time playing. It's a little bit scary, but then fun at the same time. Ooh, they come out like you don't. It's so different to colour pencil, but like good different. These might take a little bit of time to get used to. So I'm not sure if I'm just going to ruin this fish completely now. But we'll see. We'll work through it together. You found the colour chart on Hyatt's website. Whomever that may be. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that of that site myself. I need a something to blend with. Maybe. Oh, I used that paintbrush that I used last week. That was a really good idea. Where's it gone? Is that the one? That's the one. But I need a smaller one. Let's have a look. I don't want to use those ones. That one? We use the old Pro Art ones. Do these blend? Oh, they just sort of dust up with the paintbrush. So these are like really sort of soft, subtle type lines in the thing, in the tail. How did I draw it? I drew the initial fish thing with pan pastels, and I just used the 2 colours and a little bit of white pencil to do the top half. The green half I used colour pencils for. I completely forgot what I used then. And thank you. On the last stream I actually decided to give this guy away, so one of the lucky viewers from the last stream actually won this original one. And I think in the next stream that I do, I don't know whether I work with colour pencils or what we'll do, but in the next one I will give another watcher a chance to win that original one. So if you have any suggestions on what we should do in the next stream, which will be, let me consult my calendar, it'll be the 22nd of April will be my next live stream. So if you have suggestions on what to use or what to draw, throw them at me, because I want some feedback. The paper is holding the pastel impressively. This is Fisher 400. This stuff on the back, this is what it's got on the back. Fisher 400. What are pan pastels? Pan pastels, let me get them out. They are basically soft pastels in pan form. So they're like, sort of like a makeup pan, sort of like pressed powder, that kind of thing. And I got 2 colours, I got the red and the yellow. And they come with like these foam tools and stuff to blend everything out. I got a little trial pack from Jackson's, and that's what I used to draw or paint this bit of the fish with. I don't know if I really want to work on the tail, if I'm honest. The tail is kind of just bugging me. I think I need to get a better feel for them before I dedicate myself to doing all the detail on the tail. Maybe I will persevere. I'll keep going. It's like really kind of dark blue on the ends though, because like the water in the background. What colour is that? I'm going to go ahead and say that that is a dark blue, and I can blend it out. Again, no colour name. I don't know why I even bothered looking. Let's blend them together. This is completely new to me, so I'm not even sure if I'm doing this right or if I should be blending in a different way. Anybody with experience on pastel pencils or pastels in general, give me some advice. Well, it's kind of working, kind of getting some sort of shadow. I also bought Pastel Mat, and in my last stream I said that I remembered it being rougher than the Fisher 400, but it's not. It's completely smooth. I don't know whether they've changed it or whether it's always been like that and I'm just remembering incorrectly. But it is completely smooth, and I might even try some colour pencils on it again. I'm going to try the pastels, obviously. What's the number? It is number 390. It's like a dark, I'm going to say that it's like indigo or like a Prussian blue or however you say it, Prussian blue, I don't know. I'm going to say that it's like that type of colour. So we've got a nice bit of blue tone going down on the fish now, which is quite nice. Can pastels be erased and lifted off? This I know, yes. Because I tried it with the pan pastel last week with the kneaded eraser. Come off really nicely with the kneaded eraser. So the only... I was right, yes! It is that blue. Yes, I knew it. I know my colours. The only thing I'm sort of struggling with these is just blending and layering, because they're sort of working how I'm not expecting them to work in comparison to coloured pencils. I'm still treating them like they are coloured pencils, but... I would require a grey. I just had a feeling that it was that kind of blue. I don't know if I really like the blending stump thing to blend. It's really kind of... oh, maybe it's just the end that I was using. It was quite rough. Yeah, the one thing I don't like about pastels is the fact that they don't sort of stay still. They're just really sort of powdering up and just moving about all over the place. Sort of finding that a little bit difficult to sort of understand. But then it was like colour pencils. When I first started using colour pencils, I was like, how the hell do these work? Where are we? Thank you. Trying to get these different tones down on the tail so that we got some sort of shadow. Let's add some blue. With those rubber thing, you mean, I don't know what they call them, but I know what you mean. I presume that they would work because they work with coloured pencils. So I presume that they would work with pastels. I don't see why they wouldn't, because it's just sort of smushing the colour in, isn't it? Oh, I really like the way that the blue really blends out with the yellow. It's creating this really nice sort of weird green. I quite like that texture as well that the blue's sort of going on. That's exactly how you feel with coloured pencils. How do they work? Who knows? It's a mystery. You started with soft pastels and pastel pencils. Ah, so I'm working in the opposite way to you. I started with colour pencils and moving into pastels. silicone shape is. That's what it is. Oh my gosh, my face is so itchy and my hair is just like, ugh. Ooh. Right, let's get some, I need to sharpen up my pencil. I need to stop holding all of my pencils as well. Oh no! I dropped it in the shavings. Ugh. There you go. Use them for graphite. Yeah, there was a review in January's issue of the Coloured Pencil magazine. I think it was January's. There was a, I can't remember her name, but there was a lady that demonstrated how to actually use them for coloured pencil work, and it was really interesting. Where's my cloth? There you go. Ow. Oh, that is sharp. There's dust everywhere, so I just had to wipe it off. I don't want it going everywhere like the pan pastels did last week. Let's get some little tiny like little lines going on. Might use a different colour as well. I need to look into whether, are there any more, is there just 60 colours in the set, or are there more? Because I feel like 60 just isn't enough. After working with some Prismacolors and the 150 set and Polychromos with the 120s, I feel like 60 just isn't enough. I'm really greedy and I just want all the colours. I know I might even look into pit pastels because I know that there's more colours of those. We need some white. Oh gosh, I just got a really... my husband is cooking sausages downstairs and the aroma has just wafted upstairs and... ugh, no. They're only 60. Oh, I'm going to have to invest in a few colours from the pits then, I think, if I do decide to continue with pastels. You know what we need to get going on here? We need to get some really bright yellow going down through the tail. That's some like highlight. Where's my bright yellows? That one's nice. You still haven't tried your pan pastels or your Carbothellos? Perfect opportunity right now. Come draw a fish. I actually got this reference from Pixabay as well, so if anybody does want to draw the fish, it's on, I just typed in goldfish on Pixabay, and this was one of the first ones which popped up, and I was like, that'll do. You like pit pastels? They're a bit less soft. That might be good for me because I'm used to something being really sort of solid, working with colour pencils, so I might have to try. I might order a few open stock of the pit pastels and see what they're like. liking my new hairstyle. Thank you very much. I decided to chop it all off, back to how it used to be like years and eons ago. I grew it out for my wedding, and then I was like, yeah, I'm going to get it cut short again. And then I never did. And it's been like 3 years. Plus with James kept grabbing my long hair, so I cut it all off. Dyed it blue, because as you do. Yeah. I've heard people use pastels for backgrounds. Yeah, I've seen, who is it? Lisa Ann Watkins. She uses pan pastels for backgrounds or for coloured pencil work. She's done a tutorial or two using pan pastels for backgrounds, and they've come out really well. I'm not confident to add backgrounds in my pieces yet, but I may do. But yeah, they are apparently really nice to add as backgrounds. They work really well on soft pastel like Rembrandt. They don't blend so well on soft pastels, but they're great for details. That might be good for me then, because I am all about the details. I can't really do very much without adding details. When I do my watercolour pieces, I try and keep them as simple as possible, but every now and then, if I spend too long on it, I just want to add in all of the really tiny details, and I have to sort of stop myself, because no. Try and keep the watercolours really nice and free and expressive, but I just have to go in there and add the details. It's a blessing and a curse. I might leave this quite sort of liney, because the tail is quite like liney. Pit pastels are only 60 colours. What? No. What brand has the most? Because they're the brand that I want. Where's my scrap piece of paper gone? Oh, there it is. You bought the pan pastels for backgrounds, but haven't been brave enough to try them yet. Yeah. You need to like try them on a piece that isn't like one that you want to sell, or anything that's going to be like, I don't know, made for prints or anything. You need to just try them out. Try a good old background. I'd love to do a background, and I was saying in the last stream that I might buy some more pan pastels, like a blue and a green set, so that I can do like grass backgrounds and sky backgrounds and stuff. But then I don't know if I will, because I don't know if I want to put backgrounds on my stuff. You found a nice frog to try. That is a good idea. That seems like it would be a really nice project as well. They're just so dusty. I don't know what to do about the dust that's just sort of floating around. This paintbrush is really lifting them too much as well now. I might have to go in and just sort of smush it onto the paper. That's a proper term, by the way, smush. You smush it in. How are we looking? We need a bit of shadow just here. Let's go a little bit darker. Not quite that dark, that one will do. Are most people watching from the UK? Yeah, one person's watching from Nova Scotia, France, Denmark, UK, yep. Get off you. Where did I say I was going to add the shadow? I like to look, because I've got my, what my camera is doing. It's sort of streaming from the computer. So I've got like the preview up on my computer. And sometimes when I'm looking at the work like down here, I can't really see what's going on, like in the terms of shadows and everything. So I really like to look at my preview, which is going on the screen, so I can see where the shadows is. So if you see why if I'm looking over there, that's what I'm looking at all the time. Right. It's a little bit green actually. I might add a little bit of green in there, like this kind of colour. That could be interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna use, where's a dark green? What have we got in the way of greens? That green looks like it would be good. Frederic, hi! You're in the UK but you're French. Wow. I probably should have known from your name that it was that you were French or some kind of European. It's a really lovely name. Right, let's get this green going on. I'm going to try and get a majority of the fish finished in this stream. Because I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to work on it again. Because I have lots of different things going on for April and May that need my attention. I am really excited about my collab coming up with Sheldine. It was meant to be on the 1st of March, but it got postponed because neither of us were ready in terms of schedule. And then we scheduled it for mid-March, and then I can't remember, I think Sheldine had other commitments, so we had to postpone again. And then we scheduled it for the beginning of April, and Sheldine's not been very well. And now it's the 17th of April, so I'm really hoping that we can sort of pull it together. And get it out. Because I'm really excited. Got a really great idea of what I'm going to paint for that as well, so cannot wait for that. That's a nice colour going on there. Where's my white gum? Just need to be brave and go for it. Yes, just go for it. You bought the whole set of pan pastels. Can I have them? I want them. I was thinking of buying the whole set, but I used to do this a lot, and just sort of just go in and buy all of the materials. It was like first starting colour pencils. Just having like 1 or 2 wasn't enough, or just having like a set of 24 wasn't enough. I had to go in and I had to buy a full set of 120. And I'm a little bit more reserved now, because I don't want to go like full on in and then not enjoy it and then never use them again, and then just think, oh, that was a bit of a waste of money. So I've been reserved, and I bought the trial kit of the pan pastels because they are expensive. And seeing as I liked those last week, I've been wanting to try pastel pencils for absolutely ages. And then just decided, yeah, we're going to do it. We'll learn how to use pastels. Not sure if they'll ever be any good, or whether I'll actually have the time to dedicate myself to do them, like work on them often enough. But we'll give it a go. What are some other types of mediums that you guys want to try that you haven't got around to yet? Do you guys want to try like watercolour? Sorry, I just need to sort my top out. It's like strangling me. Watercolour or graphite, or what kind of things do you guys want to have a little dabble at but you're a little bit scared to? So I've recently started doing graphite as well, and that is really nice. And it actually works really well with coloured pencils because you can apply like the tonal values and stuff. I'm really enjoying that. Haven't got around to doing very much more graphite work yet though. Just sort of exploring all these different types of things so that I can sort of offer them as tutorials and sort of things as I decide to grow. Because there's only so many things that you can teach with coloured pencils before it becomes very repetitive. I'm liking the tail. I think the tail's got a little bit of swish to it. Let's get to working a little bit more. Oh my god, the dust. Sorry. That really dusted up. Graphite. Yeah. Graphite is, what kind of work, what do you work in at the moment? Colour pencils or anything? Because if you're working in colour pencils, then graphite is really easy to apply, like ridiculously easy. I never used to like it because I used to think it was a little bit daunting, but it is seriously easy. Pastel pencils for you. You're more proficient in graphite and only started some time ago with colour pencil. Nice. Colour pencil, always the way to go. Gotta love those colour pencils. I always feel like when I work with something else, like when I do a watercolour, I always feel like my colour pencils are like, what are you doing? Why aren't you using us? That's just weird, isn't it? Would love to see you do a graphite. I've done some graphite on my channel here. Let me show you. I haven't done like a proper tutorial piece or anything. Ooh. Let me find something. I did this, which is trouble with graphite is it doesn't come through very well on camera, or like the shine. That's a photo that I used of my James. Just a quick study, that's all I've been doing really, just like really quick graphite studies of still lives and stuff. Dust from the pencils, yes. Where I keep blowing them and it keeps floating around, it's like all over my hand. I just need a quick drink. Oil paint and watercolour. I worked with oil paints when I first started back in art and they were a little bit difficult, or I found them difficult. Like I like the idea that you can just sort of scrape the oil paint off if you make a mistake and that kind of thing. But the whole process of it, like, I don't know, I got a little bored with it. But I follow, if you want a really good oil painter to follow, Happy D Artist is a really nice, she's really, she doesn't do like super realistic paintings, but they are fun and whimsical and her own type of style, which but she paints really nicely, so if you want to, I don't know if you follow her, but she's a really good one to follow for oil painting. Watercolour, yes, gotta love a bit of watercolour. Oh, something furry or feathery, yeah, haven't really ventured that far yet with graphite. Just sort of, that's all I used to use when I was in school, was just graphite and acrylic paint. They used to push the acrylic paint on you. So just sort of dabbling and just sort of relearning a few bits with the graphite. Where is that? I need like a Venetian red type colour. You've just learnt. You just haven't learnt to control your art supplies craziness. Well, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. Ooh, my eyes. Yeah, that's what I'm like. There's only 60 colours. How is that? That's not enough. I'm making it enough. I'm sort of improvising. But there's a few colours that like I can see in the tail here that I just don't have in these pastels. It's just like, I just want some more colours. Which is really strange because when I do in tutorials and stuff, I like to work to a limited colour palette. So, I don't know. Perhaps it's just because it's a new medium and I'm just uncertain. I just want to be greedy and have all the colours. My workspace is kind of neat. Like, my, when I'm working, especially when I'm working with colour pencils, when I'm, like, the pencils are just everywhere. But I always make sure I tidy up and wipe my desk down afterwards, because I just don't like to, because I work in my bedroom now rather than my own little studio. I just don't like to have all of the mess surrounding me when I'm sleeping. Because when I see that the pencils are out or anything sort of set up, I'm just sort of, I want to work. Does that make sense? You want to try graphite portraits? Yes. I've been using James to experiment with graphite, and the first one that I did I was more impressed with than the 30-minute study, but the first one that I did was more of like a several hours study. Bits and bobs! You know what, bits and bobs? You're always here, and I need you to be here to do this. There you go. How do I do it? You are going to be... You don't have a choice. It's happening. But you're going to be my little moderator person, because you seem to always be here. You don't have to do anything. I just thought I'd give you a fancy title. You started with a coloured pencil to see if you could... see if it could work with wood burning. You do wood burning. Have you seen Valerie? I can't remember her channel name, and I am so sorry. But she does pyrography on YouTube. She her work's really great. She uses watercolour sometimes, I think, and a few other mediums over the top and stuff. If you haven't, if you don't follow her, then go and check out. What is her? I want to say it's like O'Donnell, Valerie O'Donnell, something like that. Let me scroll up. Caran d'Ache have 84 colours. That's good. That's a few more colours. That's 24 more colours than we don't have here. Art stuff is in your room too. I really wish that when we decided to move and buy our own house that we had gone for a 3-bedroom. And it's so annoying that we didn't. But at the time, I didn't know that we was expecting James when we bought the house. And then as soon as we had exchanged contracts and everything, I found out that we was expecting James. It was like, oh, there goes my art studio. Because I was in his room for a little while until we got his cot, because he was in our room obviously. And then I had to move, so now I'm back in the bedroom. I'm just destined to stay here. And we just had we're just finishing the conservatory, which is being built because we need the extra space because the house is tiny and we are already outgrowing it. And that is mainly for dining space because at the moment we don't have dining space. We just got this really tiny table in the kitchen. So I don't even get my own space in the conservatory. You have a whole room for your art supplies, but no room... What? Clear out some of them supplies. Get in there. My fish is looking a little bit bloated down here. I just realised. Yeah, clear out some of those supplies and get in there. Get a little workspace going. Work in amongst the supplies for productivity. Productivity? Is that the right word? Details. $84 seems to be the most available. Others are 48. Oh well, it's gonna have to be Caran d'Ache then. I'm gonna have to push the boat out and purchase some more Caran d'Ache products. Could be cheeky and email them and see if they'll send me some. I doubt that, but it's worth a try. Oh my gosh, what's gone wrong with his fin? You feel special. It's going way too quick now. You have to look her up. Yeah, I'm sure it's Valerie. Oh, I think it's O'Connell or O'Donnell. Something like that. I'll try and remember. Your granddaughter is here, almost 8 months old. But your lab is scared of her. Aww, that's so cute. That's what I was thinking with the pit pastels. That the colours would be the same, so it's just sort of like, I know that colour. I know where you're at. Didn't realise that these ones didn't actually come with colour names. I mean, it is kind of like you can just download the thingy off the internet and stuff. But I like to have it there on the pencil. You can put a number on, but you can't put a name on. This needs to be a lot more shadowed, this bit. I'm going to add some green like we did in the tail. Oh, my eyes are going all funny. I need an art shed in the garden, like men have their man caves. We do have a shed in the garden, but it's actually full of spiders and chairs. Like there's just, when we moved, we just put the chairs in there and then they stayed there. And now all these spiders have moved in, and now, because both of us are scared of spiders, just don't want to go in there. Where the conservatory's been built and we've sort of jet washed all of the wall, it's sort of blown holes in the mortar, I want to call it. And there is now a there's like Aragog living in the wall in the conservatory. So now he was outdoors, but now he's indoors. And we keep going out there like, hi Aragog, just going to let the dog out. Don't eat us. You don't get rid of the supplies, just like live amongst the supplies. Nobody said anything about getting rid of them. That's just crazy talk, getting rid of supplies. You just want to live amongst them. You post a picture on the page of what it looks like. Yeah, I'd like to see that actually. I love to see supplies and workspaces and that kind of thing. Oh, Derwent pastel pencils. I had Derwent pastel pencils. I had the whole set. Never used them. Ever. I don't even know where they've gone now. You went a little crazy. Oh, 11 boxes of Prismacolors. That's madness. I did the unspeakable thing, and I don't usually do this, but I have the fancy schmancy wooden box of the Polychromos, and because I've now moved into the bedroom again, I had to, I don't want to keep the box on my desk like I used to, and obviously I need to access my pencils, so I had to actually take them out of the box, and it's heartbreaking to do that. Heartbreaking to take pencils out of their fancy box, out of their lovely home, and put them in jars. I wasn't happy, it wasn't a good day. They're sitting just there, like all of the brands of pencils are there. Got my boxes, pastel boxes of luminance, and the Pablos as well, but I don't use Pablos anymore. Ooh. Wow, a shed wired up with heating and electric. Nice. Our shed has electricity, but we're actually going to put that into the conservatory. You know what the worst thing is? Is that I said to my husband that he can put his computer in the conservatory. Because at the moment he can't use it. And it's sitting behind the... We can use it, but it's sitting behind the TV. And because James can now pull himself up and touch the TV, he keeps banging the TV and it needs to be pushed back. But because his computer's sitting behind the TV, you can't push it back. So I said that he could use the conservatory as a computer room, as well as a dining room. So I've given away... I've only got myself to blame. I've given away my space. Just given away my space there. It should have been mine. Not exactly sure what I've done to this bit, but it's kind of looking a little bit horrible. I think it needs a bit more shadow. I've kept the box, yes, of course I've kept the Polychromos box. I can't throw that away because that's what you pay most of the money for when you buy that set. It's a damn box. Yeah, the box is sitting... When I eventually, if we ever move, we're never going to get any more extension or anything because we live in a terraced house. So we can't obviously add another conservatory on the back. So if we eventually move and I do get my own space, they are going straight back in that box. Or if, you know, oh dear, sorry about that. If I have any sort of fancy pencil people over and I just want to show off the box, I might just put them all back in there and show them off. I've made them peasant pencils. Yes, they're all jammed in. Look at this. Look at this. They're all jammed in there. Well, that's half of them. They're all just like crammed together in their own pot. And they're all just like, oh, put me next to Prismacolors. I deserve to be next to the luminance at least. That's pencil elitist right there. Favoritism. You've got the Derwent ones tucked up in their little jars, never to be used. It's sad, isn't it, when they have to be tucked away? In a bucket! What, all your 11 boxes of Prismacolors? That's astonishing that you've got so many. That's borderline addiction. Actually, it's probably more than borderline addiction. That's hoarding at its finest. I need... See, I don't have the right tone red. I need like a... What colour would you do? This, I suppose this one's fine. You got the full set of the what? Tombow. I haven't. Well, no, actually, I have heard of those. Yeah, the boxes that pencils coming aren't really practical for drawing. The Prismacolor and the Polychromos are the only ones that I've actually bought the whole set of. The Luminance and the Pablo pencils I gradually sort of collected, purely because they were so expensive and I just didn't want to outlay that much money. What's that colour? Is that burnt sienna? No, that's not. It might be. We'll try that one. I know, I'll split the family up. I'm a monster. Take me away. Just put me away now. I should be locked up away from pencils forever. Your son bought you a lovely new pencil case which holds 160. But now it's full. Yeah. See, I bought these drawers thinking, I'll never fill them up. That was a big mistake. Collecting pencils is better than smoking, yes. But I think it makes you just as poor. But it's a good collection, an addiction to have. I love boxes too. I just love anything storage-wise. I love storage. I love shelves. I love organising shelves. Bon Maman jars, jam jars. And the best to store pencils in. Well, I went to the Range, which is kind of like a Home Bargains or whatever. I don't know if you guys have the Range or anything that's kind of like home store / garden centre that does everything. And I bought these really fancy, I bought this fancy jar. And this is like perfect for the Prismacolors. And then I just sort of had a collection of other jars which I've just sort of shoved pencils into, but they're not really practical. So I'm going to have to go back and buy some more of those really fancy jars. The pencil police are on a fight. No! Don't take my pencils away from me. I will bite. Right, I need a bright green. Or a bright yellow. Or a bright greeny yellow. Look at this one. Get out. Oh gosh, there's dust everywhere. Let me get that off. I'm fighting the urge to actually use my my all-purpose cleaner, just to clean it off. Get off. Let's add some really bright colour, shall we? I like this colour, it's like fluorescent almost. You made yourself a storage unit with 11 drawers and it takes 40 in each. So that's like a whole load of pencils. That's like 440 pencils. I would say that I would make my own storage, but I don't have the room. You go through black and white colour pencils a lot. Yeah, I go through white, but not so much black, because I don't really use black. I get through a lot of dark sepia pencils, like a lot of dark sepia pencils. I have to buy them in like 10, because just go through them, and warm grey 1 and cold grey 1. They're the ones that I go through the most, and I just have to buy in like super bulk. I think we're getting somewhere on this fish, guys. Hang it from the ceiling. Yeah, I'm sure Simon would love that. Oh, what's that you've built? Oh, it's just a pencil storage system. It's just going to take up the whole ceiling of the room. But I gave him the conservatory for his computer, so can he really complain? I think not. Right, let's get this paintbrush out and do a little bit of blending on this area here. You keep yours in midi. Hi! Well, I'm just going to call you Wicked Illusion because I really don't know your name. You keep it in mini wooden barrels. Packaging for... Oh, I bought some Lidl coffee, but not in beans. I bought the ground stuff. It came in a really nice jar actually, which I probably should have kept. But I recycled it like a responsible human being. I'm going to get creative and go for this like wine colour. I am a pencil snob. I admit it. Complete pencil snob. Prismacolors, they're great and all, and I do kind of like them now. Never used to. But nobody can beat a luminance colour pencil, honestly. Just so good. Oh my gosh. Where's that paintbrush? Those old hanging frames. I've got one of those frames that hang my washing on. I just use that. I can make like a pencil mobile. And I can create a mechanism that can make them go round and it'll send me to sleep because I can just look at the pencils. But you mean for storage, for practical purposes. What is the time? Oh, it's 10 to 10. Oh, we're doing fine. We're going to 10:30 today, I think, or thereabouts. I'm not sure if I've made this fish worse or if I've made it better or not, but we'll see. I do know that where I rushed to draw the outline out in the last stream, the proportion of the fish is just totally wrong. My battery might die on my camera soon as well. So if it goes blank all of a sudden, that is why. Let's get that bright green out as well. It's like got a really weird reflection underneath. It's like reflecting a really sort of like a jadey green colour on the bottom. Which I need to work on here. It's actually got the perfect colour for that as well, if I can get it out. Yeah, if you've got an account with like, if you can comment in the chat, then yes, you do have like might not necessarily be a channel, but it is an account and you can make a channel from it if you ever wanted to. How was my dead people walking? It was good. I mean, it wasn't the great. You know when a TV show just sort of drags it out, and you're just like, just get to the fun bit already. Like, enough dragging it out, enough building the suspense. You've built the suspense for like 3 series now. And yeah, it just it's just like, just get on with it. If you haven't like an ordinary account, I believe people can subscribe. You don't have to have any like videos or anything on it. You can get people to subscribe to it just as a person, I think. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it gets a bit boring. It's just like, does anybody, or did anybody, used to watch, I don't know if it's still on because I completely boycotted it, but Falling Skies, it was a bit like an alien program thing. I only watched it because like Noah Weil was in it from ER. And that was just like, just get on with it already. Just like, let the aliens take over the world and just be gone. But I didn't actually, I watched like a little, like the first couple of seasons, and then it was just like, this is getting ridiculous now, goodbye. I would like to use that lovely little wine colour. The governor spoilt it, yes. When he was in it, it was just like, everything just went on for ages, and there was just so much combative, like, they do this and then we're gonna do that, and it was just like, okay. just get on with your little tiff and just do it. Started to watch Scandal. What's that? I've never heard of that one before. Where's that thing gone? Oh, I hope you have a nice time, and we'll see you another time. Have a nice evening. Right, we're getting some thing going on with the scales now, which is quite nice. How long did the wolf drawing take to complete? About 7.5 hours, which wasn't too bad going. I thought it was going to take like a long time, but it didn't take that one. Get my words out. It didn't take long, that one. So I was quite surprised that it didn't take longer than that. It's a really good TV show. I'll have to look into it. I've got loads of TV series recorded on the Skybox, and I just haven't got around to watching them. We recorded, was it McMafia or something like that, that was on not so long ago? Haven't got around to watching that yet. I've been trying to, there's like loads of people posting stuff about it online, and I've been trying to avoid it, but I think, I don't know if I'm ever going to get around to watching it. We just tend to watch the same things, which is just like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, MasterChef. that kind of thing. Just watch the same things all the time. You want it to end? Is it that bad? I just really want The Walking Dead to end. I'm just like, I'm at the point now where I'm just sort of like, just everyone can just die. Like, it's inevitable with like a zombie apocalypse type thing. Everyone's just going, I can't see there anybody ever surviving. But it is getting to that point that it's just sort of just don't want to watch it. It's just not fun. You must help being of the dog family that you're already familiar with the drawing. Yeah, I think that, like, because wolves and dogs are quite similar, aren't they? I think it helped. Definitely helped. I'm really unsure about these scales. Really unsure of doing this. I'm just going to blend this out a little bit, I think. NCIS. I love NCIS. Because I don't like have to go to work now, I can just sit and watch. When I'm like sitting with James downstairs, I can just sit and watch these programs. And my mum was always going on about it. I was like, why are you so enthralled by this TV program? And now I can understand why. It's really addictive. I also like Law and Order as well. That's a good one to sit and just watch. You can just lose all your time watching Law and Order. The show quality's dropped. Yeah. It happens with a lot. Like, I think they just run things too long sometimes. Well, a lot of the time they run it too long. It's kind of like The Big Bang Theory. I used to really love that, and I just can't stand to watch it anymore. Okay, this needs to be a little bit darker here. Let's darken that bit up. Not exactly sure how to go about adding in like the scale details. I might just like suggest that the texture's there just by doing this kind of thing. You've got a mug of Gibbs. Nice. That'd be a good mug to drink out of. Oh, my phone is going wild over there. I'm really not sure about this now. I feel like I'm ruining it. I don't know, maybe I'll just add a bit more shadow through the fin and stuff. So it looks okay up there. I'm just going to add a few more tones and stuff around the back. A lighter tone to detail the scales. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, using the yellow to just do that. But this is quite dark through here, but I don't know if I don't know. I'm struggling with the colours. Let me just add like this bit down just to give a little bit of shadow. And blend it through with the paintbrush. And then I use the yellow to suggest the scales. That might be the way to go. That's a good idea. Ooh, try not to inhale the dust as well. Is his fin attached to his body? This one? Yes. Or this one. They're meant to be attached. Maybe I'll just try and... this does need a little bit more colouring, so I'll add some of that and add some of this orange for the scales. Ooh. Doctor Who. I've never been a fan of Doctor Who. Like, all of my friends have always been, like, from school, have always gone on about Doctor Who, and I was just like, really? Doctor Who? Never been a fan of Doctor Who. Ooh, I used some pencil on this bit. This pastel does not like to go over that pencil. Maybe it's my stream that's not so good. It is attached. All of the fins are attached. They are, like, attached to his body in some way. Maybe I just need to shade it, blend it a little bit more. Ooh, my hair all in my eye then. Yeah, my friends always loved Doctor Who, and I've just been like... I'm just not a fan. Not a fan at all. Like the old Doctor Who, yeah, because that's kind of scary and somewhat interesting. But the new Doctor Who is just... I don't know. Sorry to anybody that does like it, but it's just a little bit... It's naff. He may be changing into Nemo. This fin is quite small. And then this one underneath. Is that like his rud? Did the fish have rudders? That's probably the worst question ever asked by an animal artist. But I don't like fish. That's my excuse. Is that I don't like fish, therefore I know nothing about it. Started to watch The Flash. Not seen that either. I started to watch Merlin because everybody was raving about it, so I'm a little late to that party. But that's quite good. It's on Netflix. Anything that's on Netflix I'll watch. Yeah. There were loads of shows that people were like, oh, you've got to see this. No. Right. This bit of his fin that perhaps doesn't seem attached to his body is quite white. And then it's got all this yellow as well. Starting to get the hang of these now. I'm starting to get a real feel of them and like get a little bit more confident with them. Finally. So I'm going to attempt to do a bird. I thought it was one side fin. Dexter. Is that on Netflix? I think it is. Or was. I've always wanted to watch that and I've never got round to watching that. Breaking Bad? Breaking Bad is on Netflix. Right. We got a little bit of detail. I don't want to add too much detail. I decided that's what I'm going to do. I'm just not going to add that much detail. I'm quite happy. You can kind of see that fin now. And I just need to like darken this bit, this one underneath. Add a little bit of detail to that and his top fin. kind of look underneath my microphone to just see the reference picture. I need another drink. I'm getting really dry. It's really hairy. Right. Where are we at? 6 Feet Under. Yes. I have watched a bit of that. That was good. That's an old one, isn't it? I love this discussion. Right. This fin is well underway, guys. Prison Break. I've not watched that either. There's loads of things I haven't watched. I'm so, like, TV illiterate. Where's the paintbrush gone? Where you gone? There you are. And then it's like got this dark sort of grey tone at the end of the fins. I really need to add some fixative to this, I think. It's really dusting up. I also don't know whether to add the black background now that I've got the pastels, whether it's going to just like eat a pastel to fill in the background. I don't know. Get rid of my dust. Right, let's add some of this grey tone to these bits. I have to binge watch them all, yeah. If I'm working, I've actually got a commission to do next week, so whilst I'm working on a commission I can actually watch something. So I might have to give some different TV shows a go. The only problem is that if I watch something and I find it really interesting, then I kind of have to re-watch it with my husband because I don't want to leave him out. You can guess your age. I'm guessing... I don't know actually. I'm gonna guess my age, which is 27. The Surprise. I've not seen that. Grey. With a dark orange. He'll be fine when he has his computer in the conservatory. I know. He'll be playing all of the games. And then I'll be able to just like sit on my own every evening. Give me some extra time to draw and I might actually be able to do a little bit more as well. "26. I thought it was around the same age. 35. I wouldn't have guessed that you was 35. But then, I don't know you. I'm just going on conversational topics. I just would have said that you was my kind of age. Although 35 isn't far off 27. Not really. Yellow. You're a huge fan of Prison Break. I watched Prison Break when I was about, I don't know, it was ages ago with my nan and granddad. But I was a bit like sort of too young for it, or just wasn't my kind of program, whereas now I kind of love that kind of program. You wish you was 27 again. I sometimes wish I was a little bit older, just so that I could know a little bit more. Where's that blue colour? There it is. I keep losing everything. 60 beat you. I would not have guessed that at all. You spring chicken. This piece of hair is really annoying me. I'm really excited and I need to write it down to do tomorrow. I need to order another frame. I'm really excited that I'm going to the coloured pencil exhibition at the end of April for 2 days. We're going to, it's in Stratford upon Avon in the UK, and I've got 2 pieces which are going in that have been juried or judged. I'm really excited to do that because that'll be like my first like competition exhibition. It's really exciting. I'm waiting to hear back from the SAA, the Society for All Artists, because I entered 2 pieces in that as well, and apparently you hear back by the 20th of April, and that's really soon. So I'm really excited about that. I have my fingers crossed about that one, because that one will be exciting as well, because that's like on a slightly larger scale. So if I was to get selected for that one, that would be like mega. I'm really excited about the Coloured Pencil Society one, because there's some people that I've been following for like absolutely ages that I really look up to in coloured pencil wise, and I'm going to be displayed alongside them, and it's just like dream come true, really. Pencils are keeping you young. Yes, pencils are like bottled fountain of youth elixir. It must be that they are so sort of relaxing and therapeutic to use that it just like keeps you young and youthful. I don't know. Stratford upon Avon is a lovely place. I've never been. Like, I've been to Birmingham. I looked on the map and it's sort of near Birmingham. I've been to Crufts and I've sort of been that way, but I've never been anywhere else. I've been to Cornwall, but I've not really been down that way of the UK before. And yeah, I'm really hoping that it's going to be a really nice exhibition. I'm going to get to meet some people that I've been talking to online for like ages. So it's really exciting. There you go. Yes, coloured pencils are keeping us all young. Yes, I'm really excited and thank you. When I submitted 2 works, and I was just sort of thinking like I was meant to submit some last year and I never did. I never got around to doing it. And then I decided to do it this year, and I just thought, you know, just enter them. It's just a little bit of fun. Wasn't expecting them to get picked or anything for the shortlist. And they were, and I was just like really shocked that they were picked, because the quality of some of the work from the artists that do submit their work is just like amazing. So to be picked and exhibited amongst them, that was one of my goals for this year, as well as to be featured in Coloured Pencil magazine, which I've done. That was in January, and I've actually got a little publication in Anne Kohlberg's magazine, which is coming out in May, which is exciting, which was another goal. Oh, a camera thingied out, but you get my lovely background to look at. Let me just change my battery real quick, just for the last like 15 minutes. There we go. There we go. That's better. We're back. I'm really liking the way that my fish is now. It's really nice. You thought the toaster had popped up. Yeah, it's just the camera. Is that still in focus? Let me just put it in focus. There we go. No, it wasn't the toaster. That's hilarious. Did you go on your little llama trip? Or is that not yet? How do I feel about blending the pastel pencils with the paintbrush? It's kind of like blending it, but it's really dusting it up. So I don't know. I need to experiment with different ways of blending, I think, to see which I like. We need to sort out these gills though, guys. These gills here. You haven't had tea, you're hungry. I'm not judging you. You should go and eat though. We've had a really relaxed day of eating, or I have anyway. I'm trying to eat really good, seeing as I don't really get out and do much exercise anymore. So I've had a fruit smoothie and some cheese toasties today. Yummy. Gotta have cheese toasty. Beginning of June. Ah, I thought it was like last week. Yeah, it should be nice then. Hopefully it'll stop raining and stop being cold and threatening to snow. Right. We're almost. I'm almost kind of happy with leaving him for the time being. Back to the blending thing. about the pencils. I would use my fingers, but I really don't want to get mucky fingers and blend with my fingers. So the paintbrush is working okay. It's not like the best thing to blend with, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. I was once in Scotland at the end of June and it was freezing. I imagine it would be up in Scotland. Isn't it like always cold? I have a friend that lives in Durham and she's saying that it's always cold. I don't know if I could cope with being cold all the time. I like my sun. I like my warmth. Although, speaking of warmth, it is like severely hot in our house at the moment. I don't know what's going on, but it's like... I need like a really lemony yellow. A friend baked you 12 cupcakes to say thank you. Ooh. Go and eat them cakes. Go and eat the cakes. Go and eat the cakes. The side fin bugs you. I know, it's bugging me as well. Such an itchy wrist. I don't know. Oops. Yeah, a small silicone shaper for blending. That's what we were saying earlier. I don't have any, but I should get some if I'm gonna continue with pastels. But yeah. They're good for coloured pencils as well. I really can't find the right tone to do this up here. It's like a really dark red, but not dark red, but not winey coloured either. Slightly damp brush. That's a good idea. I would try it, but I don't want to ruin it. I might try it in like a bit of a sound. Ugh, oh my gosh, my words are coming out all over the place. I might try it as like a little, on a sampley type section on a different piece of paper. I don't want to use it on the fish and potentially like ruin the fish. I don't know what to do about the fin. This fin is like tiny. I don't know whether it's because it's like squashed together and the others are like really fanned out and this one's just like on the side maybe, so it just looks a little weird. Shall I show you the reference picture so you can sort of see? Let me just sort of bring this into view. I don't know if it's going to come up very well. There's the fin. That's what they look like. So that's kind of what I've done. But it doesn't, looking at the fish, it kind of looks, I don't know. Yeah, his mother must have smoked when pregnant, yeah, and he's just sort of like, I just got this weird fin at the side now, guys. Thank you. I think he looks a lot better now that he's got a little bit of detail on him. I just need to like darken up this one, this fin at the top, but I'm not going to have time to do that today. I'm getting quite tired. And I have to do some recording tomorrow. Let's just add a little bit to it. It's got like a really vibrant red stripe along the top. And then the very end, so like this light grey tone that we've got going on down here. That is a poor excuse for a fin. Yeah, his tail is just like flowy and like, and then he's just got this one that's just sort of like. He needs to spread his fins. Bye, Roseanne and Beatrice. Bye. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a lovely evening. I'll see you again. Pop along to the next stream in 2 weeks' time. Excuse me. Streaming and talking for a long time really affects my voice. It's the same when I record. My voice just gets all croaky and hoarse. Kind of good, the fact that I have to sort of break up my recording and drawing because I have to look after James, because I think if I was to do it all the time, I just wouldn't have a voice. Yeah, it does look like it should flow like this one. It should, like, perhaps I should have just like not done that one. But I don't really know how fish fins go. I suppose I could change it. I could lift it up and then just as if it never existed. That is an option right now. Let's get some shadow going on this guy up here. I love with pastel. I love that you can layer them, like, and really build the colour darker like you can with colour pencils, but that you can also just lay down the light on top of the dark, and it's just like bam, there we go. There's some really crisp white lines. There we go. I'm going to stop now. I'm getting quite tired and I feel like I'm just going to continue working on him, and I don't want to ruin him. So I've just got like this bit to do and a few little details. I'm just going to use some of the lighter pencils and just sort of detail him through there, and then he'll be ready to go. But yeah, I'm tired. It's been a nice stream. Use my artistic license. Yes, I should. I should just be like, you've got no fins now. That's my artistic license used on you. I need to decide what to do for the next stream. I think I might keep it as coloured pencils because I miss doing coloured pencil streams and I think people like them. But I don't know what to draw, whether I should draw something that we do over a couple of streams or whether to draw something from a subscriber. I don't know. I really like the idea of drawing something from a subscriber. So I might post in my group or something about doing that. That might be an idea. I'm just putting all my pastels back now. I don't know where they went. It's really annoying that they're just going to be sitting all over the place and not in the right place. Yes. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for tonight. And yeah, I think I'll do the subscriber thing. I think what I'll do is post in my group, or I'm hoping to get the community tab on YouTube soon. I mean, come on guys, YouTube. Then I can ask subscribers. think that would be a really good thing to do, just to maybe even like small sketches of subscriber stuff, or just a full-on portrait for one lucky person. I don't know yet. We'll see. See if we can find an alpaca picture. I'd love to do an alpaca, but I don't know if I could cope with all that like woolliness. Because I like curls, but I think woolen texture is like pushing it a little bit. Yeah. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna stop the stream for tonight. Thank you for stopping by, and I will be live streaming again on the 22nd, so 2 weeks time, and hopefully I'll be doing that collaboration with Sheldine on the 17th, but I'll if that's going to go ahead, I'll share that for you guys. But thanks for stopping by. I always love having a lovely little chat with you. We had some good old natter about some TV shows, and I really hope you have enjoyed watching me do some detailing on the fish. So have a nice night. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, stroke my new little kitty cat, and then head on to bed. So bye guys, see you later.